There are changes coming in the federal budget next week on Tuesday for the ADF. And joining me is former Labor Senator Stephen Conroy. Stephen, good to see you. So the Australian Defence Force personnel will get a $50,000 bonus payment to help curb record resignation rates that hit a decade high last year. Do you think that this will stop people leaving the ADF?
Well, I think it certainly gives them a significant financial boost if they decide to stay, and that's a good thing for Australia. So I think it's a very positive initiative. I think that with the change in threats in our region, that we need to be able to have a larger defence service. I think with all of the changes announced in the review a week or so ago, we know we've got to build our capability, build our forces, build our personnel. So I think this is a good first step, and I'm sure that this won't be the only thing that the government does that wants to see the forces grow in numbers rather than decline. So
you think $50,000 is on the money?
Well, I think it's a good significant boost. I don't think it's a silver bullet. I think it's a whole range of initiatives the government will have to take over time to grow. But I think $50,000 is pretty good to tuck in your back pocket for re-signing.
OK, Job Seeker will be boosted to $50 a day, but only for the over 55s. Do you think this is unfair? Life doesn't get cheaper for young people.
No, look, that's right. But people have got to recognise that this is the first real budget of the Labor government. This is not the last budget, the first. And if you want to see significant structural reforms across a whole range of sectors, including the job seeker area, then people just need to be patient. This is only the first budget. There'll be plenty of other Labor budgets, hopefully from my perspective. And so for those who say, oh, well, it's not a true Labor government because it hasn't done it all in its first budget, I'd say take a chill pill. We've got, a raft of measures covering a lot of sectors around the cost of living issue. We can't do it all at once. And people just need to be patient that we'll be able to deliver these sorts of reforms over time.
Understand that, but you can understand the anger, though, from some people this morning. You've got $50,000 payments going to ADF personnel and a boost to just over 55-year-olds. I think it's just over 200,000 older Australians on Job Seeker getting more money, but 650,000 younger Australians getting nothing. So you can understand that there would be, you say it's not the first budget that is going to be produced, but there is anger out there this morning.
No, there's no question cost of living pressures are significant. The Reserve Bank have got a decision that will affect hundreds of thousands of Australians, in fact, probably a million or more. And that's going to be potentially disastrous for the economy, disastrous for people on Job Seeker. This will cause prices to go up. It'll cause rents to go up. It'll see all of those flow-on effects if the Reserve Bank board do this. And there is a reason the Reserve Bank board got sacked last week, and they can pretend it's a restructuring, splitting the boards. But let's be clear, they got sacked. Reserve Bank board are no longer going to be in charge of making these calls because they've got it so disastrously wrong. So many Australians have been affected in many different areas in the cost of living, and young people on Job Seeker absolutely are doing it tough. But this is the first budget of a new Labor government. It won't be the last, so people need to be patient to try and achieve all of the issues that they want dealt with.
Stephen Conroy, great to chat with you this morning. Thank you.
Good to talk.